Let's answer question 18 from the year 2024 Edexcel paper. So the area of triangle ABC is 54 centimeters squared, and we have to work out the area of triangle ACD. Right, we know that this triangle here has an area of, if I write it down for you, has an area of 54 centimeters squared. Well, we know it's not a right angle triangle, therefore we can't do base times height divided by 2. Therefore, we will have to use a half AB sine C. So we know that a half times 17 times, let's label that as x because we don't know what that side is, x times sine 35 should give you 54. Right, let's work that out. So we do a half times 17 times sine 35, and we end up with 4.87539 x equals 54. And to work out x, we do 54 divided by 4.87539, and we end up with 11.07601. Now, we don't want any rounding issues, so I would recommend leaving at least 4 decimal places at the end. Right, now that we have that and we want to work out the area of our triangle, well, we want to use a half AB sine C again, but we don't have an angle that's sandwiched between two sides, and I know that this side here now is 11.07601. I know that goes with that, but I also need another side, which makes my angle sandwich between two sides. Now, I would go for working out this side here. I would label it Y, because then I've got 48 and it's sandwiched between these two sides. Now, to do this, I can use sine rule, but I need this angle first. And I can get that angle by doing 48 at 57 and 180 minus that to get 75 degrees. Now I can use the sine rule and I can do y over sine 75 equals 11.07601 over sine 57. Now rearrange, y equals 11.07601 over sine 57 times sine 75. And if I type that into my calculator, I will get y equals 12.756622. Okay, well now I've got 12.75662 here, and I can now do a half AB sine C because I have an angle sandwich between two sides. So I can do a half times 11.07601 times 12.75662 times sine 48. And if I tap that into my calculator, I end up with 52.500388844, but it says correct for 3 significant figures, so 52.5 centimeters squared. Nice and easy, simple and straightforward. There are other ways of working this out. You could have chosen to work out a different side and then a half AB sine C. There are lots of different ways. Now, the mark scheme is a 5 marker. So the mark scheme says that you would get the first mark to start to find the process of length AC, which we labelled as X. So if you had this written down, you'd get your first mark. Let's choose a purple pen actually, so you can see it better. Right, your second mark then would be to find the process of either working out AD or CD, which is what we did. So this here would be your second mark. Your third mark would be to find a complete process for AD and CD. So that's my third mark. And then my fourth mark would be to find a process to work out the area of ACD. So this here. And my fifth mark would be for working out the angle.